Hello guys, thanks for joining us on Planet Beer TV. I'm here in remote sunny Wales at Brewser HQ chatting with Olly Morgan, co-founder of Brewser. Olly, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for coming down, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely, thanks for having us. This is a video obviously we've had planned for a while now, and I've been really looking forward to coming up and seeing the setup. For those who don't know, just give us a brief explanation of what Brewser is.
Yeah, so Brewser, we're a craft beer subscription. So we set up in late November last year with a very different model to kind of anybody else on the market. So we realised that craft beer subscriptions had a bit of a bad name out there for not really having the best beers in the boxes. So what we've built is a subscription that enables breweries to provide their best beers in our boxes. Also from the consumer angle, you actually get to choose which brewery that you want in any given month. And all the beer comes direct from the brewery. We don't have a warehouse. It's all served in the best possible condition from the brewery's cold storage.
Sounds cool. So it's basically direct to consumer.
Yeah.
You're basically just kind of like a third party middleman between you and the breweries and the consumer. Yeah,
exactly.
Is this a completely kind of unique idea, or did you kind of see this somewhere else, maybe in America somewhere, and try and adapt it? Or
so yeah, it's a new unique idea that hasn't been done before. Like every good story, it started with a pub. Basically, we
excellent.
During the pandemic, was looking at taking over a pub. Got in touch with an old school friend of mine to crunch some numbers on it, see if it's a good idea. He said, "Pub sounds like a good idea, but why don't we set up a brewery?" So we were kind of 8 months working on a brewery, and then we kind of realised in the middle of the pandemic we didn't quite have the balls that some other people had to really set up a brewery in the current state of affairs. So we started exploring the market for other businesses out there, and we realised there's a bit of a gap in the market for a new way of doing things with craft beer subscriptions. And pre-pandemic, none of this would have been possible because not a lot of breweries were selling direct to consumer. But obviously, when the pandemic came, they had to kind of adapt, and they started employing people that could pack the boxes. They had, retail boxes available, and setting up websites. So we kind of thought, why don't we connect all these breweries together in one simple and easy to use platform, where you could select basically which brewery you want, and all the beer comes direct from that brewery too.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, originally a friend put me onto Brewser. I think he saw an advert for it on socials, and yeah, initially I kind of looked at it with I'll be honest, some degree of skepticism, because I was like, I kind of see what they're doing, but also if I want something from the brewery, I'll just order it from the brewery. But then I realised, I think Rivington might have been the brewery that I was looking at. I was looking to buy some beers from Rivington. Yeah. You can't buy. I don't think they've got a web shop. But whereas on Brewser, I was able to get a showcase box. How does it kind of go working with the breweries? I take it you're pretty friendly with all of them.
Yeah, definitely. So when we first set this up, it was kind of maybe this time last year. Basically, did a road trip around the whole of the UK, and trying to meet every brewery face to face and shake their hands and sort of get to know them, because it's a very strong relationship that we wanted to build with our partner breweries. Like, we're not like other subs where we'll take a bulk order off them and then never talk to them again. This is a long-lasting relationship that we have with our partner breweries. So to have that sort of close contact with them and be matey with them is amazing and a huge honour. And everybody's so friendly in this industry as well, and welcoming and wanting to show you around and talk about beer, which we all have a common interest in. Absolutely. It's great.
I suppose, like, in a way, you're a beer subscription service, but it's almost entirely all in about it's marketing and relationships. That's actually your job.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. And like, what we're trying to build as well, rather than a subscription, we want to educate people on beer. What we've built is like a nice community of not just our subscribers, but our breweries too. So we have a forum on Facebook, Planet Brewser. Feel free to check it out. And we have the breweries in there and the subscribers. So they can talk to each other, the breweries can see feedback on their beers, and our subscribers can know what's coming up in their next boxes too.
I've just realised actually that we've kind of got that shared planet thing going on.
Have you only just realised?
I don't know why that didn't occur to me sooner. Yeah, maybe there's some stuff we could do with the logos, have a spaceman on the... Yeah, I mean, what sort of challenges do you face? Because, I mean, you don't necessarily need to handle stock, but that doesn't mean that you don't have logistical kind of issues.
Challenges like constant updates of the website and stuff like that, and always keeping a fresh outlook and keeping our ears to the ground on what new breweries are coming out and what's kind of hot and going to be interesting to our subscribers. Touching on the logistics, like with this model, we've got roughly about 120 breweries on our platform. Coordinating 120 different collection points twice a month from a supplier can be quite difficult, but I think we're doing a really good job of it, and it's something that's going to always be a slight difficulty, but Yeah, I mean there's got to be some kind of graft and negatives kind of. Yeah, there's got to be some challenges in there to kind of make it a worthwhile enterprise. Yeah.
So we're currently sipping Space Safari.
Yeah.
Which I believe you have the can for there. Tell us about how this kind of collaboration came by, because I mean, I suppose first actually, before we jump to that, your background is in brewing.
Yeah. So I first got my job in a brewery when I was 13 years old. So there's a little microbrewery attached to the pub in my local village, which about 30 minutes down the road from here. So he had me crawling into the little holes he couldn't get into to clean the tanks out and stuff like that. It wasn't child labour. But so really kind of picked up a few skills from him while I was working there. And then when I was 17, the brewery had expanded and they had moved location, and I just rocked up at their door one day and said, "Hey, have you got any jobs going?" So they soon trained me up to brew, and it was a very traditional real ale kind of brewery.
I think we can mention it.
Yeah. So Stonehouse Brewery, they've got a great setup there just down by the railway tracks, and it's a beautiful location with an apple orchard. But I was there for about a total of 9 years. So I spent about 5 years of that brewing the beers, and then 4 years working in the sort of sales and marketing side of the business. Other than that as well, I've managed craft beer bars around in Canada and over in the UK. And so it's always been an industry that I've worked in and loved.
Cool, which then I suppose brings us on to how the kind of collab happened with Full Circle. So tell us a bit about that.
Absolutely. So Collabs is a great thing for us. We want to be doing a lot more of them as well once festival season is out of the way, because that's taking up a lot of our time at the moment. It's a great way to kind of show our partnerships with our breweries. And we've got a really good relationship with all the guys at Full Circle, but Ben's, he's great. I think their Looper beer is kind of a team favourite of ours as well. So one day we were chatting with the team, we kind of, why don't we do a collab brew? So Full Circle was the first brewer that came to mind. Had a chat with Ben, he was like, yeah, absolutely, let's go for it. So we had a great time going up there to the brewery, and as every collaboration, it's always a night out on the town and getting way too drunk before the brew day. But I think what we've made together with them is a really good, nice beer.
No, it's great, and it kind of showcases some hops which I wouldn't traditionally kind of find sexy, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, Cashmere and Centennial, kind of like. But no, this is great. It's like super soft and juicy, and I take it this is available currently. There's enough of it going around still on.
Yeah. I think stocks are starting to dwindle now. We've had like really good feedback, good ratings on Untapped. And you never know, maybe later on in the pipeline we might brew it again with them or do another brew.
If next time, perhaps bump it up to a dipper, because I don't think there's been any beers that have been made worse by having like a dipper variant. And if there is one, let me know in the comments and fight me, because I don't think there is. Tell us a bit about the lineup then. So you said earlier, I mean, you've got 100 plus.
100 plus.
Yeah. And I think even when I joined only a few months ago, There's probably 60 or something, I think,
Yeah.
back then. So you've obviously got this, at the moment, explosive growth, which is great.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about some of the breweries that are on there, because you've got some big names.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're working with 100 plus of the UK's best, and it's absolutely phenomenal. I don't think any of us thought that we would be working with so many good breweries pretty much right from the get-go. You know, Daya, Beak, Overtone, Track. We got a massive list in it.
I mean, seeing those names, I mean, I remember when I was using Beer 52. I think one of the things that was on that, it was like, you go on their web shop. This was obviously during lockdown. And I bumped up basically my Beer 52 to the maximum amount of beers that I could have, the 12 or whatever, because I wasn't going to the pub.
Yeah.
And then I had all these like points to spend on the beer shop. And I was looking, and they're just the beers that I was starting to get hold of at my local bottle shops and stuff, which thankfully were open during lockdown. It was great.
Yeah.
I wasn't seeing the names like Cloudwater or Day. I wasn't seeing those on there. You get like Amundsen, which obviously have a great rep, but then equally, I felt like I wasn't getting the beers that I know them for, or would come to know them for, So to immediately then look at Brewser and be like, oh fuck, I could get a Day box here, or I can Rivington. I mean, that was one that I really wanted to get fairly early on.
I think like Rivington, Little Earth Project, and those breweries are so difficult to access in a market. Not only like Rivington like to keep everything quite local with their suppliers and bottle shops, and as you say, none of them have an online store. So for us to be able to be the only place where you can buy those beers direct from the brewery, it's pretty incredible. And like making the inaccessible accessible is also a big thing for us.
No, absolutely. So, I mean, obviously we've talked about the growth, we've talked about some of the lineup that you've got on there. Are there any coming in that you can tell us about?
We can.
Go on then. Come on then.
So, recently we've just announced Cloudwater and Northern Monk, which is amazing. We've got a couple of smaller breweries coming on, but one that we've been after right from the start, well, two that we've been after right from the start. You'll be seeing them coming on soon, and that's Verdant and Neon Raptor.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Other than obviously expanding the list of breweries and the amount of accessible breweries for people, what else have you kind of got planned, you and the Brewser team?
In the future, continue to obviously focus on Brewser in the UK. There's opportunity for us to expand out globally. We will see where that goes. But main focus right now, we're still 8-9 months into this. So our main focus is just continue to build and improve what we're doing already and expand on our sort of community that we've got here in the UK. But we don't want to stop there. We want to make craft accessible throughout the world, basically.
We mentioned earlier when we were talking off camera, you sort of said, whatever happens with this kind of growth, one of the things that you hear from people, the sustainability element of it.
Definitely. I think it's important for any new business like ourselves to have a good sustainability initiative in place. Our model is like inherently sustainable. We don't have any, warehousing or excess beer mileage going up and down the country. Being that it's direct to consumer, we're saving on all of that. We plant a tree for every box of beer sold on the platform. It's also sustainable in like a business sense, where we can support these smaller independent breweries that are new and upcoming, and we can help expand their reach, but much more in the pipeline to go as we grow as a business too.
Great stuff. So we've just polished off the Space Safari, which was very nice, and we're on to the Overtone now. Great brewery. They always go hard on the Brewser box. I found they're one of those breweries which I can see myself ordering again, a couple of months down the line.
They've got 2 different boxes as well. So like the other cool thing about Brewser, our breweries can add multiple boxes onto the platform, whether that be style-specific boxes, core boxes where you'll have more beers within that box, or like Overtone, they've got a big bangers box on there, which is like, I think every beer's 9% plus or something ridiculous like that. But yeah, they are absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, it's talking my language. I mean, that's the other thing as well, actually, while we're kind of talking about, it's not just about allowing the breweries flexibility to put different boxes on. As a kind of subscriber, you can add on multiple boxes. Is there a limit on boxes? I've only ever gone 2.
You can order as many as you want within a month. So yeah, what we're trying to build is the most flexible subscription out there, and giving you that choice. So, you know, you can pause and skip months at a touch of a button.
Is there like an indefinite period you can pause for, or is...
You can. You basically, when you go through the onboarding flow and you're first-time subscriber, you can plan your first 3 months of your boxes. Once you've subscribed, you can then plan up to 12 months ahead. So you can plan your whole year of beer ahead. There's a monthly planner in there, so you can pause and skip months if you want. Around Christmas time, when you're wanting more beer, you can add multiple boxes, however many you like. All depends on your drinking habits, I guess, and what you like to do. Which for all of us around here, I'm pretty sure is quite a lot.
Yes. Yeah, I know that. I did 2 recently. I only did 1 this month. Cost of living.
Yeah.
But yeah, my mate Steve is pretty much always is at least a 2-box man, which is great. Going back to kind of the collab, have you got more plans to do more of that?
Yeah, definitely. So it's, as I think I mentioned before, like festival season has taken up quite a bit of our time at the moment, but we've had quite a few breweries reach out to us already, wanting to do collabs with us, which is phenomenal. I would love to do a collab with Overtone, so Overtone, if you're listening, let's get something in the diary. These guys are absolutely smashing it.
I went up to Glasgow recently for a friend's wedding, and I had every intention of going to Overtone right until I was about to board the bus or whatever. I need to look at it and be like, closed. And then I realised it doesn't have a tap room.
Don't have a tap room.
So maybe sort that as well.
Yeah. Collab with Brewser and get a tap room.
So one of the things that we tend to do on this channel is just when we get someone in, be it a brewer or someone like yourself, is just like quick-fire questions.
Ooh.
So let's go for it, see what you come back with. Favourite brewery?
Okay, that's a super hard question. If I had to choose one, I'm probably going to go with Pastore. I'm big into my sours.
That almost seems a bit too convenient because we did a Meet the Breweries video with Pastore.
Okay.
That was the last video we did. So if you haven't seen that yet, check that out. Anyway, favourite beer style?
Favourite beer style? I'm going to go with sours again.
Favourite country for beer?
I'm going with the UK, man. Like, yeah, it's very easy to say America, and they do produce like some incredible beers, but the UK is banging out some amazing styles, and that's what we really want to showcase.
Final question, favourite beer?
Favourite beer. Okay, like you, I do like my high ABV beers. I feel like there's a lot of them on the market at the moment. So I'm big into my lower ABV beers as well. And Pastore up there is one of my favourite breweries. Their Limone, 2.5%. I could crush that beer all day. Sat out on the deck with the sunshine. It's an incredible beer.
I think that pretty much covers everything. So, Ollie, cheers.
Thanks so much for having us.
Absolutely, thanks for having us.
Yeah.